What's up, clever masterminds? Clever Boy 6 here, and today I'm going to be continuing my Walking Dead Season 8 reviews. I'm going to be reviewing The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 3, titled Monsters. So at the end of Episode 2, we saw the return of Morales, and it's revealed that he's a savior. And he's got a gun pointed at Rick, and he tells Rick that he called the Saviors back. Anyways, so Rick and Morales are talking, and Morales tells Rick that he lost his family, and Rick tells Morales that he lost people too, and Rick kind of lists off the people who died, who Morales knew from Atlanta, like Lori, Shane, Andrea, Dale, and Glenn. And Rick tells Morales that Negan bashed Glenn's head in front of his pregnant wife. And then he asks Morales if he's Negan. And Morales tells Rick that he is. And then Daryl comes up from behind Morales and shoots him in the head with his crossbow. And Rick is about to tell him that was Morales, and Daryl's like, I know who it was, but it doesn't matter a damn bit. And at this point, Daryl just wants every savior dead. Anyways, meanwhile, Tara, Morgan, and Jesus are taking the remaining saviors from the satellite station back to the hilltop, and Morgan and Jesus are at odds because Jesus wanted to keep the saviors alive instead of killing them. And Morgan and Jesus end up getting into a fight in the woods. And that was a pretty cool scene because they're both very skilled fighters. So it was cool to see them come face to face, even though they're on the same side. Anyways, that was a pretty intense fight scene. And Morgan almost kills Jesus with his staff, but Tara and Diane show up and Morgan kind of snaps out of it. But that was a pretty intense scene. But anyways, meanwhile, Gregory returns to the hilltop and he pleads with Maggie to be let back in, which was kind of funny. And Maggie yells at him for betraying the hilltop back in episode 1. And I just loved that scene. It was great to finally see Maggie put Gregory in his place. And yeah, that was a really great scene. But anyways, meanwhile, King Ezekiel and his group are going through the woods, and they run into a group of saviors. And King Ezekiel and his men raise their arms and surrender. But Carol is leading a second team of soldiers, and they basically ambush the saviors and kill all of them. And we also see the death of Eric in this episode. Basically, in episode 2, Aaron and a team of Alexandrians attacked a savior outpost, and there was a battle at the outpost, and Eric got shot, and also Francine died. I think I forgot to mention that in my review for episode 2. But Eric got shot, and in this episode, he dies. So that was kind of a sad scene. Anyways, so at the end of the episode, Rick goes back inside the Savior compound to get baby Gracie, because back in episode 2, Rick got into a fight with one of the Saviors, and he killed him. And the Savior had a baby daughter, unbeknownst to Rick. So Rick goes back inside and saves her. And Aaron offers to take her back to Hilltop. And then there's the scene where Daryl kills that savior. So basically, Rick and Daryl are loading their vehicles, and a lone savior fires at them. And Rick negotiates with him and tells him that if the savior gives them some information, he'll let him take a car So Rick asks the Savior where the M2 Brownings are, and he tells Rick that they were moved to Gavin's outpost the previous day. And then Daryl shoots him in the head without hesitation. Anyways, then at the end of the episode, King Ezekiel and his group go to a chemical plant, and his entire group gets killed by saviors. So that was a pretty crazy ending. But anyways, that's about it for this episode. Really great episode. Like, this was a really action-packed episode. And yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. But anyways, that's about it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for my review of The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 4, titled Some Guy. That'll be going up later today, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, that's about it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all for the next one. Alright, bye guys.